If O'Malley gets like, he gets taken down maybe one time in the octagon, boom, he's on the ground. Oh shoot, that's not bad. Maybe on the gate, and then O'Malley slips in, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden Bradley's like, I'm gonna choke. Right in the street, Brad puts him in the ground, cement, and then there's the cement's broke, and so is O'Malley, and he's not getting up.
Yeah.
What is up? It's your boy Johnny Shreve, IFBB Promos, so tell like it is. Welcome back to the episode of Straight Talk with Shreve. Again, Bradley Martyn's got himself mixed up with another UFC fighter. This time, it's Sean O'Malley. So, if you guys don't know the story at all, there might be a Sean O'Malley versus Bradley Martyn street fight. That's a legitimate thing that's actually supposed to happen. It was on a podcast. I'll show the clip here.
Everyone would really be mad if I don't ask you this question. Who wins in a street fight, me or you?
Street fight.
In my opinion, is it in a basketball court or is it in a cage?
A street fight. Well, yeah.
Well, no, we got space.
A lot of space.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean somewhere on
if it's not a tight, if it's not like somewhere super, like a room like this, I wouldn't like my odds as much. But like a wide open space, I'm 100% not gonna get as tired as you. It would be very hard for you to just grab a hold of me. I've been defending that for the last 12 years, not letting people grab a hold of me, but no one has tried as strong as you. But even if you did just grab a hold of me, there's other issues you got to worry about. Don't let me fucking grab your neck at all.
There's kind of speculating what a street fight would be like. Now, like I'm going to normally do, just kind of like, let's just chat about it. Let's see, give you my point of view, what I think would happen. So I'm going to give my analysis on this street fight between Sean O'Malley and Brad Martyn. Now, let's talk about numero uno, O'Malley's confidence and his strategy, right? Obviously, O'Malley's a skilled UFC fighter. He's one of the best bantamweight competitors. So he obviously believes that in a street fight, because he's got way more space. Like when you're in an octagon, you're in an octagon. You're not confined space. But if you're in a street fight, O'Malley believes that that's an even better, environment for him because he'll have that much more strategy, more, his endurance, his cardio will help out being in wide open spaces. Now, for me, think about a street fight in Bradley Martyn. Brad Martyn's 250, 270, 6 something. O'Malley's, I think, like higher fives, but like I think he's like 5'7", 5'9" or something like that. But he's a bantamweight. You know what I mean? So it's like we're in a street fight, and can a UFC fighter's skills, all of the stuff they know, will that actually help them in the street against somebody that is not only bigger but athletic too? It's not like if you were gonna say O'Malley's gonna fight and go in the street fight some guy bigger than him, but he's a slob, he just doesn't train, just some dude at a bar, just with the ego. Yeah, probably I would say O'Malley would be T's ass. But when we're looking at like outside in the street, right? Here's one scenario. You have in the street, you have hard ass pavement, no rules, headbutts, throat punches, ball, eye gout. You're in the street fighting for your life, right? And that's another point that O'Malley's making too. Is like he's like, if I go, like I'm pretty scared. If I'm going in scared is a good thing because it kind of that analogy of almost like if you back an animal in a corner, just gonna fight for his life, and that makes him even more dangerous because he's a trained fighter, who's been grappling for years. You know what I mean? And he believes that he can just take Bradley Martyn's back. Now, for me, I don't really think... I think for this, in this case, if you're saying Bradley Martyn in the octagon with a UFC fighter, 10 times out of 10, Bradley Martyn, my bad, that's it for you. There's rules. You don't got the skill these guys have with the training or the cardio, all those things. No. But in the street... hands, fists, knees, head, elbows, kick you when you're down. I think that is a way different environment that actually puts Bradley Martyn in an advantage. So let's just talk about his actual advantages. I mean, like, first of all, this is speculation, number one. Two, we haven't seen Brad train anybody yet, right? He's supposed to be fighting Demetrius, whatever. That might happen, right? And he did get an offer to fight Jake Paul in a street fight with what's his name, Mike Perry. Jake Paul might be able to set up a fight with Mike Perry when it comes to this entire thing. So Brad has no training. He is purely athletic, freak. We'll just say freak athlete. Freak athlete meaning like not only does he have the size, he's got the height, size. He's rangy. He's a freak athlete. He's any sport he could probably play it well, right? In the street. That's what we have against a UFC fighter in the street. What are the weaknesses? What are the strengths? Well, right now, his strength is just right now that he's a freak. We got to consider the other points here. Weight class. Bantamweight isn't just a word. It's a meaning. You know what I mean? Bantamweight is 126 to 135. We're talking about weight classes here. Like, think about 135 is a one plate on a bar. How many times have we seen Brad do things with way more than one plate on a bar? A lot, right? Brad can curl his entire body with one arm. He can row O'Malley. In a street fight with no rules, to the death, even, everything is in Martyn's favor. This is the only scenario, like I said, that makes this a thing that this scenario, Martyn wins, right? It's just too much size and strength to overcome. I don't care how, like, unless, I don't know, man. I don't know how we'd be practicing against a 275-pound person or, 6+, and you're a $130. Putting Brad in the octagon is one thing, right? O'Malley's skills, yeah, like I said, if you're in a octagon, even being 130, being in that bantam class against Martyn, yeah, for sure, Brad can do his best to be strong and probably be able to, get himself out of a few things here and there. But in the end, they're in a confined space. There's rules. There's skills you can only use. O'Malley wins. Stands a way better chance. 100%. But outside, on the concrete, like, if you got to think about this. Like, if O'Malley gets, he gets taken down maybe one time in the octagon, boom, he's on the ground. Oh, shoot, that's not bad. Maybe on the gate. And then, O'Malley slips in, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, Bradley's like, I'm going to choke, right? In the street, Brad puts him in the ground, cement, and then there's, the cement's broke, and so is O'Malley, and he's not getting up. That's it. That's it for O'Malley, right? Now, obviously, none of this is going to happen. It's just painful talk between, two guys that have respect for each other, have some fun. But again, it will never happen. And it'll never turn into anything else but just be, just friendly banter. And frankly, that's exactly where it should stay. Like, it would be quite foolish for egos to ever let this somewhat harmless speculation turn into something that would result in careers, like reputations, be completely damaged. Like, bad. It'll be pretty bad. Like, let's leave it at the friendly banter and call it a day. I highly doubt it would even happen. Both of them have way too much to lose. Anyway, guys, that's my thoughts about the entire debacle. But either way, guys, who would you want to see fight? Like, who do you think Bradley could actually, will be a more interesting, fair shot? Instead of, going after all these guys who actually trained, what about, other influencers or YouTubers? Let's do that. That'd be fun. Let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, guys, till next time, make sure you guys get my ebook. The Final Diet is out right now. Hit the link in the description below. And guys, until next time, binge watch your videos. And you guys know how it is. Iron Jab is iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.